Hi, my name is Eric Cunnin and I work in the Learning Academy for faculty and staff. I'm here to demonstrate one of the multimedia classrooms that we have here on campus. The first step to access the multimedia system is to have a key, and you can get this key in the campus police office on the 4th floor of the main building. So when the cabinet is opened, you can see that there's several components here. The first component is this master power switch. You then have a preview monitor, you have a switcher, and you have a DVD VCR player, you have a keyboard, and a tray that contains the remote mouse and keyboard. And then the last thing on the bottom is a computer. The computer in this cabinet is attached to the campus network so you can access the internet or your network files. The first step in using the system is to make sure the master power switch is on. If this button is glowing red, that means it's on. In this case, it's off, so we're going to turn the power on. After turning the master power switch on, you want to turn the projector on. And to do that, you locate the switching device here, and there's a button here that's labeled on, and it also says projector. So hit the button to turn the projector on. After turning the projector on, please wait for about 30 seconds while the projector warms up. After using the projector, you need to turn the projector off. It's very important that you turn the projector off when you're finished using the system. The next set of buttons allow you to turn the image off without turning off the projector. For example, if you wanted to write on the board and turn the screen off so that students are not distracted, you would use these mute off, mute on buttons to temporarily blank the screen so that you don't have to wait for the projector to cool down and warm back up. After you hit mute on, you'll notice that the display screen shows you that the projector is muted. If you hit mute off, the projector will return to normal operation and the screen will be displayed. The next set of buttons on the switcher allow you to select which source is being displayed. The first button allows you to project the computer that's in the multimedia station. The second button is labeled laptop. For certain stations, there is a separate cord that is associated with the laptop that's also called the umbilical, and we'll cover that more later. The next button is the VCR DVD button. This is the button you use to project a videotape or a DVD. The final button is a PC button that allows you to connect another laptop to the system on the front panel of the switcher. For systems that do not have a laptop button, this is the only way of connecting a laptop to the system. For systems that do have a laptop button, this allows you to connect a second laptop to the system. Each time you select an input, it is shown on the display. The next two buttons are currently not used. The final area on the switcher is the volume knob. This allows you to turn up and down the volume of the selected source. In order to use the computer, you do have to turn the computer on. After turning the computer on, make sure that something is being displayed onto the screen. If not, please press the power button. When the login screen appears, you can log into the system using one of two methods. One of the methods to log into the system is to use your campus network login. This is the same login that you use in your office. For example, my login is eCunnin, and I will use the password that I use in my office. Once you're logged into the multimedia system, you can access the computer as you normally would in your office. You can access internet websites or files on the network. If your campus login does not work, you may have to log in with additional username information. So for example, my login would be .ecunnin.office.grccmain. And the password is the same password that you use in your office. So when you use the computer, you have the option of using the hardwired keyboard and mouse on this tray, or you can use the wireless keyboard and mouse available in the drawer below. As soon as you pull the wireless keyboard and mouse out of the tray, they are ready to go. It is important, however, that when you return the keyboard and mouse to the drawer, that you put the mouse back on the charging cradle. In the middle of the rack is a DVD VCR player. To use this device, you have to turn the power on. And then to play a DVD, you press the open close And the play, stop, and fast forward and rewind buttons are right on the front panel. And also, you need to make sure that when you play a DVD or a VCR tape, you need to have the input selected of VCR DVD. To control the volume, you adjust the volume knob on the switcher. If you need to use the VCR DVD remote control, it is located in the drawer. If you're using a portable laptop, you need to plug the umbilical cord into the system. There are 3 connections to make when connecting a portable laptop. The first is the audio cable, the second is the video cable, and the last is the network cable. The video cable is connected to the VGA out on your computer. Plug the network cable into the appropriate port on your computer. Connect the audio cable to the headphone jack or the line out jack. After making all the connections on the laptop, be sure to select the proper input selection on the switcher. Note that the preview monitor only displays the computer that's associated with the multimedia cabinet. And if you selected laptop on the switcher, you should see the signal coming out through the projector. After making the final connections on your laptop, most portables require you to activate the port on the back. In order to do this, on most laptops you have to use the function key. On this particular laptop, it's function F4. After using the multimedia system and before you leave, it's very important to turn off all the components of the system. If you use the computer, shut it down as you normally would. If you use the DVD VCR player, hit the power button on the left. Finally, and most importantly, be sure to turn the projector off. After using the equipment, be sure to lock the cabinet, but before you lock it, make sure that you return all remote controls into the system. If you have any difficulties using the system, be sure to call 3688.